My video was originally gonna be about, you know, meeting my first alter, KW, Kathleen. The whole video changed because of the switch. And so now this video is about the switch with the alter that I'm always with now, Lush. So the whole trajectory just changed. So this is my way of just letting y'all know. Hello, this is Freddie Williams. Welcome to my channel again. I'll briefly explain that DID, aka split personality, is it's a disorder. Your brain is protecting itself against trauma and adapting, and it splits you off into different personalities, and they're called alters. Encina Severa has been helping me out like tremendously on finding out more about DID, which I have been living with this all my life, and I'm just now really figuring out what I've been living with and what I've been dealing with and why things have been the way they have been. Well, another YouTuber that's really good with it that I've been learning a lot from, dealing with it, that have also integrated themselves, that's Autumn Asphodel. I think I'm saying her name right, but I will put the name up there somewhere. So, but that's not what I'm here for, but I'm here to explain, how I even knew that something was going on with me. When I was aware of anything, I was 10 years old, okay? And I lost my father. I was really close to him, and he's the only person that I related to. So when he died, I felt like, I'm done. I wanted to go too. And it was very obviously traumatic for me. A few days after that I found out that my dad passed, I hear a voice in my head. It's internal. And it says, I'm talking like my depressing talk and how I want to be with my father, and I'm bitching at God and yelling and trying to figure out why, and all that stuff that you do when you lose someone that's really important to you. And this voice, a really sweet woman voice, it's like, Freddie. And I'm like, the fuck is going on in my head? Those aren't my thoughts, there's someone talking in my head. What's going on? Now I'm going crazy. I just lost my father. Oh, great. She was, giving me positive encouragement, telling me that my father didn't want me to think that way, or to, be suicidal, or to go his way, or, basically, she was just trying to change my mind, and she was giving me words of encouragement and stuff, and I was just like, this is so weird. Because, I talked back to her, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm talking to myself, but it's answering me. I'm going crazy. It was just the weirdest thought. But it wasn't, it's hard to explain. But I'm hearing her. It's not my thoughts. And she's answering my questions. And I'm like, I've lost it. I'm completely just lost it. I'm insane. But she never changed her tone. She was very sweet and just very encouraging, and I just started talking to her more, as weird as it was. And she just started pulling me out of it. It was weird. It was so weird. And then she would take over, but I was aware, and my friends at the time, I'd be like, well, meet her. I thought she was a spirit, I still think that some of them are spirits to this day, but that's a part of my beliefs. That's a whole nother thing. They're more than likely all alters, um, but I'm introducing my friend Terry at the time to KW, by the way. She's like, oh, I'm Kathleen White. I started calling her KW instead of Kathleen White. And so I started introducing her to my friend who, he talked to her and stuff through me. And that became a pattern throughout my life. That's exactly where it started, right there. Where I started letting them talk through me. And I was always co-conscious what co-conscious means, because I know people are probably like, what is he talking about? I just recently found out what co-conscious meant, because it's something I've been doing since I was 10, and I wasn't sure if that fell along the lines of split personality or DID, so I didn't say anything about it, because I didn't know anything about it. In the black community especially, we have like a very hard time going into like health facilities for mental health, for physical health, for whatever, because of things that happened in the past dealing with African Americans and the medical establishment. And there's a good reason why we're very, very skeptical of the medical industry, you know, but and that's why there's not a lot of information about it, especially in the black community. And so, you know, I guess I'm gonna be that person, because I don't know nobody like me, like that's out there like this. So Kathleen was the start of me being so, whoa! Anyway, that was the genesis of it. There are so many resources to find out what DID is on here that that's not what I'm on here to talk about. I'm just going to talk about my experiences and go from there. So I'm going to talk about KW. She's the first one I met. She's the first one to signal to me that there was something else going on in my head that probably was always there, because from what I know now, like from what the alters tell me, that they've been here from the beginning. I don't quite understand that, but I'm learning. And so KW became kind of like a secret. Like, I was 10 years old, you know, and so they're thinking that it's like an imaginary friend or something like that, which at first I kind of thought it was that, but imaginary friends don't start talking back to you. Like, I knew, like, when she started answering my questions and stuff, that this is something else. There's something else going on here. This ain't no imaginary friend. My imaginary friends never talk back to me. Nothing. Nothing like that. And so Terry, he's about the same age as me. I don't know if he was entertaining the idea. Maybe he was, but he seemed genuine, like, but, Kathleen, I noticed that he treated her differently than me, and I noticed that early on, and that's what made me think that he was genuine in meeting her, and it was just a fuck. It was a really surreal experience. Like, Encina Severa has a car analogy, okay, and I do too. Mine is different from hers, but my car analogy is like describing what it's like to have split personalities. It's like you have all of these people in the car, okay? I'm the driver. You know, me being co-conscious, there's someone in my driver's seat with me a lot of the time. They're not in the passenger seat. They're in the driver's seat. Like Lush, who I would bring her up. She's the alter that I'm with all the time now. She's co-conscious with me right now. She's always with me. She is always in the driver's seat, like, with me. And so we go back and forth, and we talk back and forth. Every now and then you'll see us switch, and we'll answer each other, but you have to be, like, you have to be watching and pay attention, because I do it all the time, and people don't even realize it. But, where was I going? Where was I going with this? KW... It's this. I'm trying to. She's the start, though. She's why I'm aware of any of this. Where am I trying to go with this? I totally forgot what I was thinking about. Like, I totally went off track. What the hell was I thinking about? I don't know. Like, I got lost. I hate when that happens. Like, I was, like, on track. Like, I had it. Because you're so fucking airheaded. You know what? This rarely happens, so I'm gonna keep this. Like, I'm gonna go more into conversation. That was Lush, by the way. I'm gonna go more into conversation about KW and how I met my first alter. There's gonna be a bunch of parts to this. This is the first time that Lush actually allowed me to have her on camera. Because she was really against it. I'm still not feeling it, but before I decide to like erase it and change it, I'm gonna keep it. So anyway, but that's what happens. I totally went off topic, and it totally changed like the trajectory of this video and the whole thing, which is a part of how my life works. It's just how it works. Like, but I'm gonna like go more into this because I don't know how to even process this right now. So I will get back to discussing meeting my first alter. So there's gonna be more parts to this.